Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So it looks like Kamala Harris is going to be the front runner or the Democratic nominee to be, to run for president in the 2024 election against Donald Trump. Congratulations to her, I guess, or in order. I know a lot of black people, black Americans are going to be cheering, promoting. Hell, you had a story yesterday, where like 44,000 black women got on a phone call and raised like over $1.5 million for her campaign. That's great. I see how that's going to really benefit you as a whole, but that's great you was able. At least we know that people can actually come together and raise money for a cause, whether it's a good cause or not, remain to be seen. At least you know it can be done, which is amazing because my question is, how is that going to benefit you in the long run? Now, if you're part of certain circles, certain groups, raising money like that, yeah, it's going to help a lot. But that's the business, truly, real quick, that's the business of politics, which is why I try to say before, if you want to get into the political realm, it's best, to do it locally. And, get a group of people, y'all get together, raise money for campaigns to promote certain politicians that are pushing for some of the things that you need done, right? Because in the national level, like I said on what's called secretdonors.org or something like that, where you seeing people give like $115 million to campaigns. Can't compete with that. No matter what you do, no matter how much you cry, no matter how much you protest, you cannot compete with that politically. So, but locally, you got a better chance, right? But anyway, like I said, you raise all this money for a politician, to me, that really her track record hasn't shown approval or prove that she'd be good for black people. I mean, she did an interview where she said that she's not going to do anything for black people specifically, but yet they turn around and do something for Asian Americans, LMNOP people, illegal immigrants. But for black Americans, can't do nothing specifically just for them. Okay, it is what it is. If that's not enough, then, her track record in California included what? Putting moms in jail because their kids were not going to school, missing so many days. I actually think she put one woman in jail whose daughter was in the hospital for a long period of time. And since she didn't send a note home to school, they went and got the mama. But it's like, damn, but I mean, it's silly stuff. Keeping people in jail, or putting people in jail over misdemeanor marijuana charges. Her office keeping people in prison because they want to use them as cheap labor. Because because they need them for their cheap labor to do things around, like putting out fires. And she playing crazy like she didn't know where that came from. But anyway, that's one of y'all want to vote for. Well, here's my thing. We're going to be the devil's advocate. We're going to look at a different angle. She is the woman that y'all want to be the role model for the community, especially the community of black girls. Although she is not technically a black American because her family, I think her dad's like Jamaican, and mom from Eastern Indian, she's like Asian, like Indian over there across the country. Across the waters. But still, you want her to be the role model, just like y'all wanted Barack Obama to be the role model for little boys. They even got a school out here in Dallas that used to be Florence Middle School. I think it's now the Barack Obama School for Boys or something like that over there in the Grove. Shout out to the Grove. So you want Kamala Harris to be that same type of role model? Okay, so if that's the case, then what you need to do is look at her history. Actually look at how she got to where she is. And I want to break that down a little bit because we need women besides, like I said, and let me preface this, go back to say, I'm not, like I say, a fan of Kamala Harris personally. Not at all. Not with her track record politically. I'm just not. I mean, if you want to come down, let me just say that. I'm gonna lead at that. I'm just not a fan of hers. But again, as a person who has made it, I can look at her situation and say, hey, she's successful. She got money. She got prestige, power. How did she get there? Because it's one thing you have to learn in the real world. You can not like somebody. Somebody can be your enemy. But if they have position, or if they have made strides in life that you know that you would like to make, you look into that. And if it's somebody that you want to be deemed as a role model, you definitely look into that. Not just saying, oh, black woman, pearls and chucks, became the president or vice president of the United States and potentially become the president of the United States. Oh, that's all we need to do. No, that's still nothing about her is going to get you out of poverty, get you out of the situation that you're in. You may say, oh, I'm not in that situation. Well, you know what? Statistics show different. Matter of fact, let me go to the U.S. Department of Labor blog. This is something I want to touch on real quick before we get to the main story. It says 5 facts about black women in the labor force. And we're talking about labor because that's how you make your money, right? So you work, you make money, period. It says, black women are an integral part of American labor force, but have long-faced pay gaps due to long-standing inequities in education and the labor market. They've been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. What is this story? From 2021. So this is like 3 years old. So just kind of give you a little context. Ain't nothing changed that much positive for nobody in 3 years. So this is still pretty much relevant. It says, let me see, here it goes. It says 5 facts about black women in the labor force. 1, black women earn 63 cents for every dollar earned by white non-Hispanic men. What else? The wage gap is not just driven by education. It's even controlling for education. Black women are earning less than white men. Everybody earns less than white men. I used to wonder why they always try to focus on white men, but then I thought about it. You got to find a standard. You got to try to reach it. You know what I'm saying? Can't get mad because I be like, man, why they worry about white men? What about what black men make? Nah, you're trying to do what white men do, then you need to try to focus on what white men do and see what it's going to take to get there. You got hopes and dreams. You're trying to reach them hopes and dreams. If you got to jump over and step over everybody to get there, then it is what it is. Can't nobody get upset, so I understand it. It said the amount of black women earn for each dollar earned by non-Hispanic white men with the same education obtained. It says like if for every white man who don't have a high school diploma, they make $1, black women make 76 cents. If they got a high school graduation, black women make 68 cents. Some college or associate degree, they make 66 cents less. Now, again, this is less than so it's like, it seems like the money is going down, but actually it's not. It's that for every dollar that person makes. So basically saying the white man ain't got no high school diploma working at McDonald's. He's making $10 an hour. Black woman's making $7.63 with the same education, is what I'm saying. That's basically what it's saying. But if you make like an advanced degree and that white man makes $100,000, then, because the McDonald's dude ain't making $100,000. You get what I'm saying? White man making $100,000, a black woman's making $69.8 thousand. That's how you look at this. It said compared with other women, black women have higher labor force participation. So that means more black women are working than any other women in the country at 58.8%. It says black women have also experienced high unemployment, especially talking about the pandemic. It said black moms too have relatively high labor force participation rates, which it say labor force participation rates are highest among black moms. Labor force participation rate for mothers with children younger than 18, and black women said 76%, white women 71%, Hispanic 62.8% because they husband probably don't want them to work. And Asian is 64.3%. A lot of times they be working. I've seen them Asian, they be working and their husband don't be working. So it's interesting. But that's just showing you that you ain't making that money like you claim you are for the most part. But it's possible to do it. And as the title of the video says, there are really 2 ways for women, period. But let's talk to the sisters now, to make that money. And that is to get married and invest, period. So for all you people who want to sit there and say that you don't need no man, you can do it by yourself, Well, go ahead. But statistics show that you guys, what's another one that? Where's another one that? That I'm trying to find Her Money. There's a website called Her Money. It said, what did it say? 4 million households depend on a black woman's salary to survive, which means you're by yourself. It's occupation segregation puts black women at financial and physical risk. It said nearly 1/3 of black women, 27%, are employed in a service job compared to 1 in 5 women who work that service. It said, in fact, the percentage of black women who work full-time in a minimum wage position is higher than any other race group. What am I saying? Like I said, you ain't got that money to claim. All this stuff on the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube videos, that stuff ain't real. The only scenario in which a black woman earns more than the average white male is if she has a master's degree and he has an associate's degree, but yet black women carry more student loan debt. So you try to go to school, get all these degrees, but then you can't do nothing with it because you owe so much in student loans. It said Americans carry $1.5 trillion in student loan debt, with 2/3 of that, around $930 billion, carried by women. 2/3 of student loan debt is carried by women. Now I'm gonna tell you this: I got student loan debt. It's gonna be tough to pay it off, but I'm doing it. A 2016 Department of Education study found that more than 70% of black students go in debt to pay for higher education versus 56% of white students. That's a lot, man. That is a lot. 12 years, here goes one stat on that. 12 years after starting college, a white female borrower has paid off 72% of her loan balance. Over that same time period, the typical black female borrower balance has grown by 13%. Grown by 13%. It shouldn't be a surprise that 57% of black female college graduates report financial difficulties while they're trying to repay their student loans. That's why I try to tell my kids, for the most part, do not get student loans. I'd rather work. I'd rather for you to work to try to help pay this school off so you don't have that debt, because that debt is hard to pay off. The interest rate is ridiculous and it's hard to pay out. But anyway, let me get to my story about Kamala and about how you should be like her. Let's go to yahoo.com by way of GMA. And it says Kamala Harris's wealth comes mostly from her and her husband's investments, records show. Now you might say, see, it says her and her husband, so that means she's investing too. Let's get to the real crux of the story. When Kamala Harris ran for president in 2020, she released 15 years of her personal tax returns, the most of any 2020 presidential candidate. The disclosure offers a glimpse in how Harris, who has emerged as a front runner for the Democratic president nomination after President Joe Biden's sudden withdrawal from the race, became a millionaire as a public servant. After Harris in 2014 married Doug Emhoff, who was then an entertainment lawyer, her net worth increased significantly due to the couple's combined assets. A review of her tax records and financial disclosures show. So she got rich, really rich, after she got married to a man who had already had money and who was established. Now, history shows that I feel it's best for people to get married at a young age. That's what I feel. Or unless you have an establishment, like kind of established the way in the way you need to go, like financially, whatever the case may be. But we'll get to that later. But I feel like that for women, getting married young, getting married to a dude that's established. I know, like I tell, like my parents' story is like my dad had his job with the city for about 4 years before him and mama got married. He had been in the city about 4 years. He's like 4 years older than my mom. But, while he's going to work, she was trying to finish up school, this, that, and the third. And she got her nursing degree and she was able to do what she needed to do with the help of my father. My father also, like I say, worked for the city, forever retired. He went back to school, got a degree too also. Retired from the city, retired from the county, and, and is now retired, making money, chilling. But he did his, but he did what he had to do. My mom, she just retired too, not too long ago too. But my point is that with them being married, they actually, could help each other you know what I'm saying, become better because they can utilize each other's finance, utilize each other's education, experience, knowledge to help each other, grow. When you're out there by yourself, you can't do it. It's hard to do. You need a lot of help, a lot of student loans, a lot of government help, stuff that the government gonna want back one way or another. It's hard to do it out there by yourself, man or women, but I'm specifically speaking to the women. It says so before then, Harris' income came mostly from her public salaries as district attorney of San Francisco and attorney general of California. So she had degrees. She got in the law and politics. That's how she made her money. So her career choices. Before she was married, the highest annual income reported by Harris was in 2010. Now, y'all might think, well, shoot, look at that. She went to school and then married her a rich white man. Okay, we'll do that. But are you going to school? Because you got to get in those circles. You know what I'm saying? You can't be, like I say, on TikTok, Instagram, twerking, doing videos still in the hood, in your little, an apartment in your hood, this, that, and the third, or going to clubs with nothing but trying to meet rappers and entertainers. And you're not in the circles of like politicians. You're not getting jobs in office firms or doctor's offices, things that, high-rise buildings. You're not getting, but just kind of hard to do it if you don't have the education to get there, to get to those circles. You know what I'm saying? It's far and few between that you're going to find people like that. So this is why you got to look at your situation and figure out how to advance one way or another. Now, they say she had a relationship with an old guy back in the day that was in politics. If that's what it was, and hey, that's what people do, not condoning it, not condemning it, just saying, hey, a lot of people do it that way too. But yeah, like I said, she was in them, she put herself in them circles. If you're not putting yourself in them circles, don't sit here and think that. Even so, I've seen stories where these women get college degrees and you still dating dudes who are in the hood. You still dating and trying to marry Pookie and Ray Ray, trying to pull them up. Man, these grown ass men, if they ain't done it by now, they ain't gonna do it. They ain't trying to do it. Let me say that. They ain't gonna do it. Sometimes it might need just a little push, but you can't create a whole different individual. You have to see the individual, take the individual and boost the individual from where he's at, where he's trying to get to, not recreate the story, because you can't do it. You're not going to do it. So before she was married, the highest annual income reported by Harris was in 2010 when she reportedly earned $263,000. The next year when she became attorney general, her reported income dropped to less than $160,000 a year in 2011, 2012, and 2013. Now, why would she do that? She's not married yet. Why would she take a big pay cut like that? Why? Investments, seeing in the future. I remember had like a little warehouse job for like 10 years. After those 10 years, I'm making like $1,330, right? So I started looking and I'm like I said, got to make a change in life. So I'm saying, hey, I need to get up out this warehouse. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. But if I'm going to continue to do warehouse, I need to maximize my earning potential. So then I saw another job, which you had to drive a little bit further. And to start out, I was going to make less than where I was working at the time. But I knew if I stayed at that place for another 2 years, I would have went from, well, let's just say this. I was going to make $13 an hour, drive a little further, working different hours. But within 2 years, I'd be making like, was it $17 or $19 an hour, something like that. So it'd be money that I would never make at the place I was at. So you do it as for an investment because you're looking out for your future, right? All at the same time, still trying to go to school too, so you just try to figure it out. And hell, even while I was in school, I had to quit that job. No, quit the job like a dummy. But anyway, went to school and changed jobs a few times doing warehouses just to stay on course to get to where I'm at now. And had to make a little less on some jobs, work hours that I normally wouldn't work, but it wasn't ideal for me to work. But I did it because I had a plan and the plan was going to come to fruition. That's why she would do something like that. So after marrying Imhoff, whose clients have included Retail giant Walmart and healthcare companies Abbott Labs, as well as Malibu real estate agent who found fame on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Harris' income went up significantly. So again, her income went up because his income went up. You get what I'm saying here? As a high-profile attorney for one of the world's largest companies, Imhoff earned more than $1 million per year and held dozens of investments and stocks, according to financial documents reviewed by ABC News. Investment in stocks. I teach my kids now, invest early. The younger you are, my youngest was like 19, about 20. My oldest one, mid-late 20s. Been telling for years, man, invest your money. Put your money in search. You can start small. If you start now, and I send them messages like probably every week about investing, that if you do it now, and you can probably do more when you're younger because you don't have too much responsibility. You put that money aside, stop playing with it, and put it somewhere, and let it grow in certain, mutual funds and stuff like that. SP 500, whatever the case may be. Our IRAs, stuff like that. But you know what I'm talking about. I can't. You do it as in the teens and early 20s. By the time you get my age, your late 40s, 50s, you have $1 million in your account, and then the interest and stuff that builds on that $1 million is just boom, 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 a hit. Well, by the time you 50s and 60s, you got multi-million. You're a multi-millionaire, and you cool, and you not sitting here like some of these people working in their 70s and 80s, still nursing or still working, trying to save money for retirement, can barely walk, stressing out, taking care of grown kids and grown grandkids, stuff like that. No, you do what you got to do, invest early so that, and you keep them investments. And that's not, it's like you treat like it ain't your money. You ain't got nothing. No matter what, you don't see that money. I got money, like say in Fidelity accounts and T. Rowe Price, stuff like that, where I don't even look at it. It's like I don't even think about it. Now, sometimes when times get hard, you think, man, I need to go in there and get it because I've done it before. But now it's like, no. We're putting that money back. The money's put back. We're going to keep adding on to it. We're going to take the interest. We're going to invest. We're going to try to get the dividends. I got a book now reading on how to, dividend stocks, on how to invest on good stocks would get dividends. It might only get you like a couple of dollars now, but you build on it. So that way when you get, like I say, my age or your 50s or 60s, them dividends you living off of. That's the goal. It's a 2014 Imhoff owned shares of at least 30 stocks from companies including Home Depot, St. Jude's Medical, Comcast, and American Express, according to his statement of economic interest, a form required for California employees. After Harris announced she would run for senator in 2015, Imhoff sold many of his stocks, including CVS Health and Oracle. Harris won her Senate seat in 2016. I'm going to read here shortly why he sold them stocks in a minute. From 2015 until 2019, Imhoff reported dozens of publicly traded investments known as accepted investment funds, according to annual reports filed by Harris when she was a senator. Notice how a lot of stuff says Imhoff. What Imhoff is doing with Imhoff money to create money to increase the money, the earnings that Kamala Harris had. As Harris' profiles grew, so did her earnings. According to a 2018 annual report filed by Harris, she received an advance of more than $300,000 for her memoir, The Truth We Hold, and she and Imhoff reported a gross joint income of $1,889,156 that year, according to tax returns. So she made $300,000. That dude made over $1 million. Again, he made the money. Before Harris assumed the vice presidency of 2021, Imhoff announced in December 2020 that he would leave his law firm. He joined Georgetown University Law School as a member of the faculty, where he earned nearly $200,000 a year. Amazing. Because see, now you in these circles. You're a big time lawyer. You done made your money now. You done made your money. You got investments. You got homes. You got money. You know what I'm saying? So now you can take a pay cut. You can go and say, hey, let me get you this. Your wife is in DC now. Georgetown is up here in DC. Why don't you just, take this gravy job? You got the money, you got the prestige. Take this gravy job of being on the staff at Georgetown University and make about $200,000 and just live the life. That's what you want to do. You don't want to be, again, your 60s, 70s, 80s trying to grow money trying to build your portfolio to become rich. By that time, you want to have enough money to where now you can still make money if you want to. Like I said, like my dad, like I say, retired from the city. That cat, he did like when he retired from the city, he went and worked, like I said, work for the county, retired from there. Then he went like work. My dad like 55 when he retired. Just want y'all to know that. But anyway, then he went like took a little, like he might did like some little, what you call that? Substitute teaching every now and then if he felt like it. Then he went and worked. Dudes like doing people tax preparation if he feel like it. He just doing it because he want to get out the house because everything, like I say, is set for him. You see what I'm saying? And my mom too now. They good. So that's, like I said, that's where you want to get to. Tomorrow is going to come if you live long enough. So you need to prepare for tomorrow. And that's what it seems like he and she do. So yeah, as a result of the move, the couple's income dropped significantly from more than $3 million in 2019 to about $400,000 in 2023. Check it out. Nevertheless, with their real estate assets and pension, Forbes estimate Harris and Imhoff net worth to be about $8 million, up from $7 million in 2021. Why? Because of investments draw interest compoundly, and millions become more millions real quick. Property records reviewed by ABC News show Harris sold her Washington, D.C. condo in 2021 for $1.8 million. There you go, some more money. And the couple currently owns a house in Brentwood, California that Imhoff purchased in 2012 for $2.7 million. So if you get a house, remember, you get real estate, a lot of times that money, the value of the house goes up. I can say that, like I said, when we bought our house, so we bought it for a certain amount of money. And thanks to the pandemic and how these housing values went up, I can say the value went up at least, what do I say, maybe at least 1/3. Yeah, 1/3 in value in just a matter of years. Like I say, thanks to crazy people in California come out here paying hell amounts of money for houses and just for inflation itself. So that's a good, like I say, it's an investment. So that's part of their money, but they probably bought their house out. Hell, I'm paying the mortgage. It says if Harris becomes Democratic president nominee, she will face former president Audeso forms. And it talks about Trump's net worth. But let me go to Forbes real quick, because this is an article that came out in 2020 that kind of sums it up, basically what I was saying. It says Senator Kamala Harris, who could become the first woman to serve as vice president, like this is 2020, has made her household famous, but it's her husband, Doug Imhoff, who has made it wealthy. It says since they married in 2014, he has generated more than 3/4 of the couple's combined $11.5 million in earnings, working as a highly paid attorney in the private sector, while Harris has been collecting more modest salaries in government. See, you can do that. When your man making more money than you making a lot of money, you can do things. See, the job should not be hard for women. It should not. You go out there, you work, make your money, but you shouldn't have to be the one who everything is dependent on. Depending on how you start out. Now, you may have to start out to where everything is 50-50 or, you have to, but I mean, it's hard out here, man. Take it from a man. It's hard out here trying to pay for everything, get everything done, make sure your family and household is taken care of. It's just hard out here. It said while running Democratic primaries, Harris released 15 years of tax returns, detailing her finances back in 2004. It said, let's see, there was the year she took office as a district attorney in San Francisco, a role that allowed her to earn $142,000 for the first year. Over the next 6 years, she saw her wages steadily increase until they hit $202,000 in 2010. So again, she was making a lot of money, but then she became attorney general and took a salary hit, but yet then her money started increasing until she earned like $202,000. So she saw the potential. So that's what I'm saying. She invested in herself. She was willing to take that financial loss temporarily because in the future she sees where it's going to take her. That position came with more power and prestige, but less money. Her tax filing showed her first year attorney general, she made $159,000. So then there's a chart here, and I'm going to make sure I put this link in the description. It shows her earnings for like 15 years. So like in 2004, God, why did they put this like this? She was making, like I said, $145,000. It went up a little bit more, a little bit more. 2007, 2008, she made 200,000. 2009, she made 225,000. 2010, she made 260,000. 2011, it went down to 160,000. Then the next year, 130,000. Then the following next year, 130,000. Then she gets married. In 2014, it jumps to $1.32 million when she gets married. And it goes down a little to 1.6, then it goes down to 1.25. And in 2017, it jumps up to $2.345 million. And this is all, like I say, once she got married. So you went from earning $130,000 a year to multiplying it by 10 just by marriage alone. When you look at the wages, not wages. When you look at the wealth out here in America, you see a lot of women, older women with wealth. But when you read the story and the statistics, it shows that a lot of women get their wealth from their husbands or their fathers. Passed down to them, husband dies, or they get a divorce. And so a lot of that money got to go to the women. And that's how a lot of them get their wealth. Not by working, not out here by owning their own businesses, which, I mean, you still do that because, you make your money, you making money, you pay your bills, start your business. That's great for anybody. But when I talk about wealth, like real wealth, big wealth, most of these women get their money from the husband. And that's just what it is. And like I say, ain't nothing gonna change overnight. So like I said, the best way for you to do it, get married, invest. Yeah, get married and invest early and often. Not get married often, but invest often. Research, study what to invest. Like I say, find stuff with dividends, high yield, returns, stocks and investments and mutual funds and things of that nature. And like I said, by the time you're in your 40s and 50s, you shouldn't be doing videos in your 40s talking about you single and you ready to settle down, looking for a good man when you bullcorn for the first 20-something years of your life. No, you don't do that. It said, let me see where. 2 years later, a friend introduced her to Imhoff, who at the time worked as an attorney in Los Angeles for a law firm called Venable, which separately rents spaces in one of Donald Trump's buildings. Amazing. In 2014, as Harris was finishing up her first term as Attorney General, she and Imhoff got married. That year, she made $137,000, while Imhoff reported $1.1 million. Another $45,000 came from capital gains, dividends, and other miscellaneous income, where you get capital gains from, like I say, investments that make money, selling real estate that makes money, dividends, where you get that from, stocks that makes money, and they pay you back dividend. They pay you dividends. That's where you get that from. You can't do it sitting at your house by yourself. The couple's combined earnings listed for the first time on a joint filing total $1.3 million. Let's see, the next year, she will not seek re-election. Let's see, I don't want to talk about that. Let's see, she had the DC 2017. Gig came with 10% pay bump. She earned $158,000 from Senate that year. Meanwhile, Imhoff left Venable with maintaining a partnership stake and started a new law firm called DLPA Piper that September. It said that year, 2017, the couple also had income of $795,000 from pensions and annuities, as well as $50,000 from capital gains. Their total earnings were $2.3 million. And so on and so forth. It's like I say, I'll put this in the description box too, because what did they say? I wanted to say he sold. That's what I remember. I wanted to go to where he sold those stocks, but he sold them because they wanted to be like a conflict of interest for her being in politics. Basically what it was. But anyway, like I say, so my point is this here. Like I say, it's ways to make money. It's ways, it's a right and a wrong way to do it. And like I say, for women, like I say, try to say you don't need no man, you're going to do it by yourself. Man, it's hard in this country. It's very hard. Don't do it just because you can. What Chris Rock said, just because you can do it, don't make it right. Just do it the way that nature intended it for you to do it. get married, get a family, y'all build together. The man, like I say, should be established. Find him a wife. A man that finds a wife finds the good things, they say. Be established, and you find your woman who's like-minded, who's not going to be jealous of your success, not going to be hating on you, going to ride with you, and knowing that you're going to help her grow too. That's just because real man do not want to see anybody in his house suffer. A real man does not. Basically, he's going to do everything to make sure his house is taken care of, and he's going to make sure that his woman and his kids are taken care of while he's there or during his absence. That's what you're going to do. Not going to put them in situations where it's going to put their life in jeopardy. Period. But hey, that's all I got for this story. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Don't forget to support the channel. 4 ways you can support it. It doesn't cost you anything, but maybe a couple minutes out your day. That's like, share, comment, and subscribe. However you do it, man, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you do want to give financially, you can give super thanks, super chats, or you can go to the description box, click on the links below, and you can help support there, like going to marlonmorale.com, where we have like perfumes, colognes, silk do-rags, silk scarves for the latest beard products, things of that nature, and much, much more. Check it out. I know you'll enjoy it. I know you appreciate, you love having our products. But with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.